Hi, I'm Miranda HP.
And I'm Connor Calloway.
And together we are
The Bountiful Bards.
Thanks for tuning in to our one-on-one D&D podcast,
The Fountains of Cathaidra.
Recording initiated.
Did we start?
Yeah. That's what initiated means.
Were we supposed to do the silent bit
Yes, right?
now? Okay, everyone. Hello. We are back. It has been quite the stressful few weeks for us. A tree almost fell on our house, and we have spent most of our time failing at that and getting that out of the way. So, how have you been? Have the storms and the summer air been treating you well? We sure hope so. Especially compared to what we've been going through. But either way, it's always nice to be able to come back in and settle down and just kind of escape the rest of the world and focus in on our little creation that is Cathaidra. Miranda, how have you been? How are you doing right now? I'm
good. I've been the same thing as you, oddly enough, because we live together and all that.
Dear God.
But then you add, extra fatigue because from work and all that. So, stressful work period, but it's fine.
It's all fine. Hold on 1 minute. Let me get my clockies set. I forgot to do that. I like to keep up.
And 3.
All right, there we are. So, do we have any news? Anything we need to put out? Any advertisements? Has anybody been sponsoring through us yet?
I don't think so.
How's the sponsor email looking?
We have a sponsor email?
I thought we did. I thought you were supposed to keep up with it.
Oh, God, I don't keep up with anything. Why would you trust me?
You were supposed to get us sponsors.
If it's not on the calendar, it doesn't exist. It wasn't on the calendar.
We've got to start selling out.
Oh, well,
I'm kidding, of course. I have no plans to do sponsors on here. We can. I mean, if somebody came up to us and was like, here's $1,000 for every video, every podcast episode you post, I'd be like, intriguing. We may do that. But until then, I don't plan on doing it for pennies of you. So, do you view podcast? Listens. Pennies a listen. View sounds better.
This is sponsored by Wipe Your Butt Toilet Paper.
Yes.
Wipe your butt delightfully.
With toilet paper.
Butt toilet paper. Better in your hand.
We promise it will not dissolve until it hits the water. This does not work with diarrhea poo. All right.
Oh, no.
Focus. Leah.
Yes.
You remember what happened last time?
I killed a bunch of folks.
You murdered in cold blood a bunch of bandits.
No, I defended myself because I rolled really high on my, wisdom saving throw or something? And I was like, I'm fine, it's good.
No, Miranda, it was like, nature surveyors were out there trying to, better the world, and you just eviscerated them.
I don't know, they sounded awful sketchy for surveyors, and maybe when they come back in the next life, they'll think through their actions before they sexually harass an innocent traveler in the woods who fireballs them!
When in doubt,
fireball.
This message has been brought to you by the Fireball Foundation. Fireball Foundation. Take care of all your problems in one simple snap.
I didn't ask how many people were in the room. I said I fireball.
Kitchen dirty? Fireball.
Solves a lot of problems very quickly. Creates other ones, but that's not your problem anymore.
Neighbor parked their cart in your spot? Fireball.
That'll teach them.
The manager micromanaging you? Fireball. All problems can be solved with Fireball. All right, there goes the sponsor.
Cool. And now we're approaching Easeway because I have ingratiated myself with the people that I fell into step with so that, I could make it easier to making my way into Easeway.
Indeed. Well, Miranda, will you do me a favor and check your email? I sent you the map of Easeway. Oh, you already had it pulled up?
Yes.
Oh, I'm just completely blind. It's because I have this big screen in front of me and I can't see your screen from here. I have seemed to have made a mess. One moment. And we're back. It just so happens one of the hosts decided to spill his Coke Zero all over his table and into his pants, so I had to go...
Redacted. You mean your carbonated beverage with no calories.
Yes, my carbonated beverage with no calories, although it may have, cancerous products in it. But anyways, I had to go change my pants.
Only in California. Remember, all these things only cause cancer in California.
That's absolutely true. So, let's bring it all back in now that I have fresh linens on. Linens? No?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So as you arrived to Easeway, you did find there was a walled city, but to the left of it was an ominous castle. Ooh. But all the traffic that... Was that necessary?
Yes.
Okay. All the traffic that you are taking part in is currently on the main road heading towards the city gates, and absolutely none of it is going towards the castle. So,
well,
you would know...
it says don't go near the castle.
What says that?
It's the joke from the Mel Brooks movie where it's like, we call it don't go near the castle. It's all one word, don't go near the...
Oh, yeah. Is it just a prompt? No.
No, because
That's
like
different.
people like go to the castle anyway as soon as you say that. So we just called it don't go near the... and then castle. Yeah, sorry. Mel Brooks joke is funny.
You're absolutely fine. All right, Leah.
Yes.
As you're riding on this cart, playing your silly tunes, entertaining the masses as you're among workers heading back home from being out in the fields, you pass through the large gates of Easeway. You see on top there are several guards, either standing stiff or easing about, maybe towards the end of their shift. Usually the night shift crew will come and take over in the next hour or so. Many of the crowds are being brought in, but there are also some guards that are at the gateway, like looking over individuals and asking questions and things like that. Is there anything you would like to do?
Well, I will probably need to find someplace to take nappies, because I'm sure it's nighttime, I'm sleepy, been on the road, I probably feel super gross.
Gotcha.
Probably want some bread and cheese.
Some bread and cheese. One guard points at you and says, "You there! Stop making all that musical racket."
Yep, my bad.
Roll me a charisma check.
So much for me being a jokester. What is my charisma? It's gotta be decent.
Leah gets arrested.
Oh god, already?
Welcome to Easeway, motherfucker.
Saving throw or just a check?
Saving throw.
Okay. 18.
18. Guard grumbles. You grumble back at the guard as you make your way inside Easeway. So.
We're making our way.
No, can't. No, stop. We're going to get sued. I don't want to get sued by Matthew Mercer. Please stop. That will crush me. Now, as soon as you go in through the gates,
Creative Commons.
You are greeted by a familiar sight to your right.
What's the site on my right?
The site on your right just so happens to be the Solarium Prime of Easeway.
Oh, shit.
Just like you saw in Miro. Similar to the one in Etchings, which is, the largest, possibly. You do see a tower domed with amber that you instantly recognize as the Solarium Prime located here in the city. It is just inside the gate to the right. So it's that little green building right there on the left of the map. Because you're coming from north to south on this map.
Roger that.
So you hear the bustlings, and you also hear the bustling and tinkerings of what sounds like crafts. What are you doing? I
was turning it.
So you turn the map upside down?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm coming in this way.
As long as you know how to read that. She just flipped her entire map upside down on her screen.
So this building.
Yeah, that building right there. Yes. So to the right, you do see the building. Relatively empty at the moment. There doesn't seem to be anybody going in and out of that building. But to your left, you do hear a whole bunch of tinkering and banging and sawing, and there's even a light whistle that seems to initiate the end of the day for this entire area that seems to be dedicated to craftsmanship.
Fancy.
Indeed.
So you said people are so it's like the end of the shift,
Yes. Yeah. And it's the end of the day. And so you see a lot of people moving, putting things down, packing things away.
I'm going to kind of follow the crowd because they're probably going to go get something to eat and drink after, and that's usually the easiest way to find out where to go.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Not bad. Let's see. What do I add to my perception? I think it's just 1, because I'm not that perceptive. 14.
14. You get a bit jostled in the crowd, hopping off of the wagon that you were on. Eventually, you do see a band of workers, just mixed races and mixed sexes as well, that seems to be jostling one another as if they haven't seen each other all day, but they're the usual friends that gather, and you catch their path, and you do end up following them to a place called the Mended Man. Oh, it is about 2 blocks off of the main road, just south of the Solarium Prime, and it is a nice 3-story building. Seems to be well furnished. The wood is polished and cleaned. You can just tell from the outside there's no rot or anything. Everything looks very pristine. The plastered walls are a clean white. There's no dirt or filth on them like you've seen from you see on other buildings after a storm. Every shingle looks perfect as well from the outside. It's a bit off-putting how neat it is, but other than that, there's a lot of people that seem to be going into the double doors, and you definitely get the smell of spices coming from within. So it's up to you what you'd like to do.
Oh my, we're doing this whole thing in rhyme. I can't keep that up all the time.
No, did I rhyme?
Yes.
Oh, this isn't the time.
Oh no, but it could be sublime.
All right, let's break it now.
I'm trying to, but I'm not sure I know how.
Oh God, Miranda.
No, I was going to say when I'm being jostled among the crowd, I'm very gradually, just like super gradually. So like the kind you don't notice.
Yeah.
And, people are like, hey, you never noticed the guy's shirt changed colors because you're watching it. Making sure my cloak kind of looks like all their stuff.
Okay.
Because it probably looked just like a generic travel cloak at the time.
Yeah,
but
of course.
I'm just trying to match the vibe because, Leah, unlike me in real life, is really good at, blending in and, getting along with people. So trying to match that vibe. And of course I'm going to go in. I'm a bard.
Hilarious.
Around people who need entertainment.
Miranda's her own worst fan.
No, I just know how I vibe with other people, and it tends not to be very good.
She vibes quite well. Now, so you go inside.
Of course.
You do find a inn/tavern where there are about 15 tables, 5 across and then 3 wide. And at the back, you do see centered among all of this is a symmetrical looking bar, well-polished mahogany wood that matches every table. Every chair matches. No furniture is broken, as you would usually see broken and patched together maybe after a bar fight or something of that sort. But there is absolutely none of that in here. People are pulling back chairs and sitting down, and you see waitresses and waiters of, many types just wandering around getting orders, starting to pass out drinks. You hear calls of like, hey, Mike, the usual? Yeah, if you don't mind, appreciate it. Hold on 1 minute. And as they go up to the bar, they are getting these drinks that seem to be already filled with what these patrons are looking for. This is definitely a place where, everyone knows each other and everybody always gets the same thing. It's like when you go to your coffee shop and you have like just the perfect employee there that you're working where they always remember who you are. You're always getting the order that you need. But then you kind of also think, I can't really ever try anything new here because my drink's already ready and I don't want to be wasteful. So you kind of have that little bit of anxiety, but nobody really talks about that as much as they probably should in this world or our world.
Yeah. You're having social anxiety right now, Connor.
Yeah, I might have laced over a little bit from that's what happens at work. I'm like, I can't try nothing new because they're going to just have my drink made already when I get up there.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyways, you're now
there's no
inside.
ash. You don't need the ash.
What would you like to do?
Go up to the bar, obviously.
All right, you walk up to the bar. It's called the Obvious Bar. What would you like? It literally says that engraved on the top in black and painted.
The obvious bar. I like it. I'm just going to greet the bartender. Hey
Hello.
there.
Hello.
I'm new in town.
Hello, new in town. My name is Balker. This is my establishment. And as you see,
Balker?
Balker, Baulker. He is a dwarf. Yes. He's about eye level with you because he's a dwarf that apparently has a nice little stage back there that he can stand on and be a little higher, so he can reach.
You'd have to. Yeah.
Right, of course. If you're short in stature,
equal opportunity employment. Okay.
Right, exactly. You're short in stature. You want to be able to assist everybody. Everybody needs to be on the same level. This isn't a metaphor for socialism, but maybe it is. And anyways, he has a bald cap scalp. He has reddish hair though that he does keep back in a very tight, nice braid. He has a very nice reddish beard as well, just below his bluish eyes. It is also braided very nicely, very combed, very oiled. He wears a very nice shirt with a leather apron over the top of it as well. It's a white shirt that he has rolled up 3 times just below his elbow on each side. And he wears a nice golden chain, not too fancy, but enough to know that he has a little bit of wealth around his neck also. And on his right hand, he wears a silver, a copper, and a gold ring about the width of about half an inch width. He wears it on his thumb, his pointer finger, and his middle finger.
Is that important?
I was just building the illusion.
I'm just asking because it's like that feels awfully specific. Am I going to be like mugged later by a man who has rings on came up with slightly different fingers, and that's the only way I'm going to know because he looks exactly like him. But that was the one part of the illusion he got wrong.
I'm just trying to build the illusion and the immersion here. Just creating a character on the spot.
Okay, because like immediately, it's like the chair. There's nothing. The chair is suspicious.
There's nothing. I have no notes. I'm gonna be honest with you, Miranda. This entire campaign is just me going off the cuff. I hope it's been okay.
Yes, it's perfect. Okay. All right. So I will address Balker. Hi, name's Leah. This is a nice place. I feel kind of underdressed.
Hello, Leah. No, don't feel underdressed. Look at these people over there. He points to one of his tables, and you see there is definitely just a hodgepodge of, you see one person that has bits of sawdust still on him, and
It was a joke.
I was just trying to build the immersion some more.
I swear.
This is where Miranda's playership comes out. I don't care. Where's the quest? Who has the quest? Give me the beacon on the map to follow. We got shit to do. I only got 7 days before I got to report to Mom.
Yeah, this is really nice. I'm not used to seeing places this nice.
I try to keep a nice establishment. It's a break in the grain from what everybody else is used to over there in the craft corner.
That's fair. No, I think it's awesome. So, what kind of offerings you got?
Offerings?
Yes, like food, drink, things like that.
I've got plenty of food. I got plenty of drink. We got a nice stew that's building in the back. I have some loaves that have just come out of the oven. Fresh cheese, if you would like some of that. We're going to have sweet cakes later on. They're not quite done yet. You have to give me another hour or so.
Doubly sold.
All right.
Do you have lodgings here, or is this just a food establishment?
Oh, absolutely. We have lodgings up on the second floor. I still have about 5 rooms vacant as well. We haven't had many travelers recently. But I guess since the area is beginning to warm up, we will start seeing more. But yes, I have plenty of lodgings. As far as drink, I have anything from the fruit to the plant. Whichever you prefer. If you want more hops in your drink, I can add a frog too. It's up to you.
Ribbit. I think I'll start with some good old-fashioned water, a little parched from the road, and we'll see what happens from there. And that whole food spread sounds amazing.
All right, parched water.
Can I get a corner table so I can kind of just take the lay of the land? I'm really enjoying this place. It's real nice.
Oh, well, you find you a table and just sit down, and we'll have your drinks right over to you.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
I'm going to make my way over to a table that allows me to kind of survey.
One parched water coming up.
Oh no, he's a funny guy.
He's very
deadpan
sense of humor. Yeah. Not that your husband can relate to that ever. I can't tell if you're joking or not. How many times I've heard that.
Yeah, well, nobody even bothers with me because they never think I'm joking. Even when I'm telling something that is 100% a joke, they're like, oh my God, she's so serious, she'll kill us all. I'm like, what?
A fly on the wall in our house is always like, are they having a serious conversation when me and Miranda are really just fucking with each other?
Religiously.
So yes, you do find you a nice table.
Good.
You settle in and
it's like Aragorn, just...
And you do have a nice polished mug that shows up right there in front of you, brought over by a young... half-elven looking lass with dirty blondish hair that she has pulled up in a ponytail. She goes, do you need any food?
Oh, yes, please.
What kind of food?
I heard that you got stew and bread and cheese.
Stew, bread, and cheese coming right up.
Perfect.
Are you going to pay now or pay later?
I'll wink at her.
You wink at her?
Yeah.
Roll a charisma check.
What is my charisma? I should know this.
Goddamn bards.
+4.
Seducing everything. You'd seduce the table if it wasn't nailed to the floor.
Stroke the table gently. An 18.
An 18? Oh, okay. Anyway.
I'm just looking to get her a little flustered, like the flush in the cheeks. No, I'm not going to be one of those like lecherous patrons, but just one of those like, I appreciate what you're doing here, girl.
Oh, okay. Much appreciation.
Like, girls listening will be like, oh yeah, we know that.
Understandable. I got you. Yeah. I got you, Miranda. A few minutes later, you do have a nice steaming pot of stew with a half loaf in front of you with golden texture on top.
Is it a slightly larger portion because of the wink?
We're going to say yes with that roll. As long as you're not trying to, have sex with the waitress.
Of course I'm not.
I know you're not.
But pillow talk is a really useful intel strategy. But no.
Pillow talk is very important.
Yeah.
Are we going to do a pillow talking scene, Miranda?
No, ours is usually go to sleep.
Okay. Yes, the 18 did get you a larger portion.
Hell yeah. I'm just being nice.
Indeed. So you've gotten here. You have your establishment. You have your food, you have your drink, you have your moment to yourself. What is Leah going to do in this city?
I think Leah, right now, what she's doing is, on the surface, she's just going to look like a regular traveler who's taken a load off, you know, definitely doing the thing where it's like, it was obviously a super long journey, just trying to chill, collect myself. What Leah is actually doing is she's watching the crowd. She's paying attention to what groups hang out with who. She's listening to the patterns of the conversation. The kind of thing where if you're in a place that's really crowded, you just kind of zone out partially and you let your brain filter in like words and things like that. So she's listening for anything repeated, any grumbling, any people who sound like they're trying to be surreptitious, stuff like that.
Absolutely. You know what? Let's get an insight check here, I think. And I'm going to give you advantage because of that description.
Okie dokie. Insight check. All right, Moomins, let's see what you got for me. Thank you, Moomins. I appreciate that. Insight. Oh, it's +3 to insight.
This insight is brought to you by
22.
Never dissolve toilet paper.
That's 22. Terrible on your septic tank.
A 22 is a wonderful roll.
Thank y'all. Good job, Dice. You won't die today.
While listening in, you hear things along of, I can't believe the taxes have changed yet again. It's like, I'm getting sick of this. I was like, yeah, it's every week. You know, it's a little bit here, a little bit there, and it goes up and it goes down. But I wish we could just have some, you know, just some consistency more than a week. It's like, yeah, that's definitely the anointed lady's problem. It's like she's always meddling too much in the affairs. Oh, shh, don't say that too loud. They may hear you. And then somewhere else you're going to hear like, did you hear what happened to Twingle? I was like, that's the arch cleric Twingle to you? Yes, she's went up to the castle though. It's very odd. Like she completely closed up shop here at the church and only comes down for the main events. But after that, she just heads on back up to Castle Ordain. That's it. That is very odd. And you hear something along the lines of, so have you got any of the regulations coming down from the TCM yet? Goes, nah, we haven't got no word back from them yet, but I'm sure it's going to be any day now. It's like, I got shipments waiting to go, though, so if they don't hurry up, I'm going to start losing coin instead of making it, if you know what I mean. And you get the gist of that after about an hour or so of sitting in this place while you're enjoying your meal.
And I'm waiting for the sweet cake, so I'm totally fine with waiting an hour.
That's okay. Mm-hmm. And the sweet cakes do come out, and that's where your investigation ends, as popped down in front of you is a very lovely looking sweet cake about the size of a, I would say like an apple or an orange, and it's a golden cake.
Is it a cinnamon roll?
Is it a cinnamon roll?
Is it a cinnamon roll?
No, it's not a cinnamon roll. It's something completely different, but you could get a cinnamon roll.
I'll get one in the morning. I miss cinnamon rolls, Connor. You don't understand.
I know. Miranda has developed a gluten intolerance, so the whole, don't forget your bread and cheese. It just pains her every time she says it.
Just another little knife. It's okay. I understand.
It's for the show. You got to say it for the show, Miranda.
Yes, the bread and cheese.
That's okay. I'll be the bread. You be the cheese. But yes, that is the gist that you get from sitting at the table.
Okay. Cool. So remind me, not Leah, remind me, because I'm an idiot. When I asked my dad about finding his contact, I was supposed to drop word in here, right? Or anywhere? I
don't know about here, but there was supposed to be a droppage of words. And let me go back to my notes so I can look exactly what he said. And you look through your notes and you see exactly what you said or what you may have wrote down.
So how to get a hold of them, start a rumor in the city that one of the bakers had something come to life and ran off, sparking an investigation. Right.
One of his pieces of bread or bake or desserts hopped out of the oven and ran and said that you couldn't catch me. And then it's very crazy.
So what I'll do then is because everybody's in kind of the dessert mode. So they've had plenty to drink. Some I'm sure are completely hammered. Some are probably just tipsy. So what I'm going to do is I haven't had any alcohol all night on purpose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend like I'm a little tipsy.
A little sloshed?
Just a little bit.
Okay.
Just kind of pinch my cheeks a little so they're a little flushed.
Gotcha.
And then I'm going to find whatever group looks like they're the most laid back and are mingling the most and kind of be like, I heard the weirdest thing. And basically just start that.
Roll a perception check. The DC is going to be very low because you spent the hour basically charismatically casing the joint.
13.
Thank you for laughing at my joke.
Charismatically casing.
Right. 13. Yes, you do find a few individuals, and I would say, yeah, probably 2 tables over from you is just a couple of individuals that seem downright jolly and easily approachable.
Okay, so I'll do kind of like the thing where it's like you get up to go to the bathroom, and on your way back, I wait until I hear them mention something I can, like, jump in on, like springboard in on a conversation.
Right.
Like, you've done it with complete strangers who then are basically like, you are one of us. And I just watch you like, oh my God, what the hell? Yeah, like that.
Now I've got to come up with a way that could be a good, you know what this place needs? What's that? Needs some music.
I got some music I can play, and I pull out my lute.
Oh, look at there. It's a lutist. Lutist? Is that what we're supposed to call you?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
As long as I'm your friend, I'll play. But, man, did y'all hear about that baker that I heard about? And I'm going to just start kind of plucking some chords, like just...
Let me roll this insight dice there. Okay. They fell. Huh?
Yeah, I heard that, like, he had some kind of weird thing happen where, like, something in his oven came to life and took off down the street.
What do you mean, this thing in his oven? What did it look like? Did he have a person in there?
I think it was a gingerbread man.
A gingerbread man?
Yeah.
Are you saying a gingerbread man popped out of the oven and started running down the street so nobody could catch him?
That's what I heard. Did you hear it too? You must have heard. You look like you know a lot of things.
That's ridiculous. I was like, y'all need to be careful. That sounds like some of that magic to me, and the church will be here asking us questions if we don't stop. Just asking us questions about a gingerbread man running down the street.
I'm trying to do the thing where basically he now thinks it's his idea, because I've, like, put enough of it in there that he's now building the story, where I've just, like, given him the structure.
It's like, oh yeah, I remember. I heard this the other day. It was old Jenkins that told me it happened over there at, the Baker's Brawl. They said apparently they got into a fight, got some strange dough given to him by a man with one eye and missing 3 teeth, pulling a cow that looked to be made of butter.
Yep, and then as, like, he's doing that, I'm gonna walk off and just, like, strum my lute and just,
Hey, wait. You gotta sing us a song. You're gonna play for us.
I'm doing that, like, while I'm letting them, like, get in on, because they're basically at each other, right? Like, they're doing the, like, no, shit, and then they're like, no, I heard it was, and it's, like, one of those things where, like, the story keeps, like, gaining steam out of itself.
Oh, yeah, you did your part.
And I'm just in the background doing, like, come to a place where everyone knows your name.
Absolutely.
Come to the Mended Man, you'll never be the same.
Give me a performance check with advantage.
What is performance? Oh, plus 10 to that, so 26.
26, as you come up with just a theme song for this inn on the spot. Other people start turning and listening to you as you are doing this, and they are singing along, and you just...
Everybody now! And, like, they're
the
all
Mended
clapping
Man,
along.
come to the Mended Man, where everyone knows your name. They're all very much off-key, cannot sing.
The hobbits are on the table doing
the Mended Man, hey! The Mended Man, hey! And then you hear a slam as you look over right as you get to the end of one verse and said, "Get off my table." As you see Balker holding a hammer, a wooden hammer mallet that's about the size as he is, and he just wham as hard as he could. And he said, "I've done told you to, Winkle, Dinkle, get off my table." They both hop down.
And I'm
and then they go, "The Mended Man!" And everybody starts singing again.
Yep, I nod at him and I'm just saying, "This is for you, bud." And let's keep going.
It's appreciated, Bard, but keep them off my tables. They have dirty feet.
You can't control hobbits.
Is that racist to say that hobbits have dirty feet?
Well, if they don't wear shoes, they're going to have dirty feet.
That's
only
not
natural. Racist. That's just how it is.
I had an English professor who kept saying that. He goes, he wrote the story with the dirty little hobbit feet creatures. I was like, you mean Lord of the Rings? He goes, whatever. They're not hygienic.
Non-hygienic.
Wonderful. So yeah,
I wonder if that gives me a discount on the room.
Mayhaps you'll have to talk to Barker about that after another hour passes of you leading everybody in song.
Yeah, I'm just going to go through my repertoire of, like...
Your set list?
Well, songs that I think will fit the area, like you got the workmen who... Like, if you go to a place where it's, like, on the coast, you have like the sea shanties and the different like various like fishing songs you'd sing. This one is more inland, and they look like they're more like, I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. So, you know, you said sawdust.
Although the trees want us to go away, we hack and slash and we chop all day. We're lumberjacks out here in Easeway.
Exactly. So, you know, I try to find different songs that like fit the vibe, you know, and things like that. And then we have to end with the most important one, which, because it's a dwarf run establishment, which is just gold, 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 gold.
Yeah, gold.
A la Terry Pratchett. That's what I was.
Gold.
Remember the Dwarven song? He's like, oh yeah, when you translate it, it's really just the word gold over and over
Hey,
again.
we don't serve rat here.
Well, it's a pity. Cut me on throat dibbler, probably have you some.
All right. The night gets late, and people who are deep in their cups are also flat on the table are slowly being roused and given a very small little cup of something hot to down before they are slowly ushered out of the room. I would say it's getting pretty close to midnight as you look over and see that Balker is now cleaning all of his mugs very pristinely and starting to stack them perfectly, the handle facing the right on the lowest shelf beneath the rest of his alcohol, which is all stacked perfectly and aligned in the just so ways. And even there's a color pattern there that once you glance at it, you can definitely see it. There's not a speck of dust anywhere on any of these bottles.
I love it. So I'm going to go up and ask about getting a room.
I have a key for you right here.
Well, thank you, good sir.
I do appreciate your performance tonight. Although you should have asked for permission first. You know, some people can be finicky about, what does the city call those things? Permits. Yes. Be finicky about the permits, but you know, I've got enough clout with the local guard that I'll brush under the rug because you're not a local. So,
musicians not really welcome here?
No, musicians are welcome. It's just, you know, they want to make sure that you're properly, they don't want, you know, some musicians can create quite the ruckus in some of these taverns, and especially in my tavern, I try to make sure that none of my stuff gets broken because most of my patrons can't afford to fix what I have. Most of these are antiques.
I believe it. You run a very great establishment here. I was trying to keep the vibe within this, you know, so. And I don't usually go for ruckus anyway because then I don't like getting in trouble, you know.
Well, tonight's on the house. The room, not the food.
Of course. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
How long are you going to be in town, ma'am?
How long am I going to be in town?
Well, you're supposed to return after a week.
So
of investigation.
And it'll take me, well, I'll just say about a week and then more if I need to.
A week?
Yeah.
All right, I'll make you a deal. If you come and play for me an hour a week, the room can continue to be on the house, so long as the crowd is more than half full.
Absolutely.
Is that a good deal?
Sounds great to me.
Wonderful.
I shake his hand.
Yeah, he shakes your hand back, and it's definitely, you're tiny Leah hand. But when he grabs it, it's like a vice grip, but it knows just the perfect amount of tension not to hurt your hand. You know?
I like it.
He gives the Miranda Hale Phillips handshake. Once again, it is terrible that one of my bosses met my wife and was like, your wife has a better handshake than you. And I was like, well, that's what you get for growing up military.
That's right. You look him right in the eye and you give him the colonel stare.
The colonel stare. And if you haven't seen a picture of my wife, she has piercing blue eyes that look deep into your soul and reach out your spirit.
Well, you know.
No wonder I'm so in love with you.
I was born with it.
You were
the
born
soul-sucking eyes.
Right. If anything happens to you, I'm just going to keep them in a jar.
Oh, that's fine.
All right. Anyways, this got creepy.
I won't need him anymore. I'll be dead.
I'll be dead. I can always see you. All right. So you get your key.
Yep.
You go. What do you want to do now? Do you want to go upstairs and?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure Leah's exhausted. And I wanted that kind of setup. That setup is perfect anyway because, so I've started the rumor. Mm-hmm. I've established myself as the one who's playing the music here, so I can do my dad's chord progression, or not chord progression, key progression, note progression. That he had mentioned that I put in the last podcast that I don't remember exactly, but it's in there, and Leah totally remembers it.
Leah totally remembers it,
and I can just copy and paste it from that because I totally remember when that is. So when the person who hears the rumors, because I'm sure they're gonna spread, they're gonna come here, and that way I can
gingerbread man. You hear somebody say on the way out, "You can't catch me."
Who lives on Drury Lane?
Well, she's married to the Muffin Man.
So yes, heading up.
Do you remember the code name of the individual he told you to meet with?
Yeah, I totally remember. The name of the code man is Second Verse.
Absolutely.
So what I'll do essentially is before I play those, what did you say it was? 7 notes. Yes. Let's just say, all right, time for second verse, and play the 7 notes and then go into it. So as long as it's the same key, it doesn't matter. It'll all blend.
It'll all blend. That's perfect. So you get to your room, 10 by 10, nice little twin bed.
I pull out
chamber.
the hotel, like stick it in the door and lock it from the inside so no one can get in thing that you got me.
About 5 minutes into you doing that and getting settled into your room, which I said is a nice 10 by 10 with a nice window, nice comfy sheets. You can smell the fresh sheets on the bed. It is intoxicating. You know, when you get home from a long day, or better yet, it's not your bed, but it's definitely that feeling where you've been traveling far from home for a week or a month at a time, and you finally come back to your bed, and it's not the best, and yeah, it'll hurt your back if you don't lay the right way in the middle of the night, but it's yours. And for some reason, you feel that nostalgia as you see this bed. But before you can make your way over to it, and as you've already making my way, damn it, as you unpack your bag and hang it on the wall, and your bag of holding, which is, you know, it looks very normal, there's a knock at your door, and you hear, "Excuse me, ma'am, I have your hot water." You open the door, and it's the lovely serving girl from earlier with with the blondish hair, and she's holding like a large pot, and there's a bunch of steam coming up out of it. Mm-hmm. She goes, "All of our guests get hot water to clean up with after, being on the road."
Well, thank you.
It's Balker's treat.
I appreciate it.
Have a good night.
All right, don't work too hard and get some good rest tonight. I appreciate you.
Okay, good. Give me another charisma check.
Do I get advantage?
No.
What is my charisma? Why can't I remember anything?
Why can't I know it might be an unspoken rule that everybody in my campaign is by. However,
16.
16. Okay, that's another success for this seduction mini game. It takes time, though.
I'm not trying to actually seduce her.
It might just happen, though.
Oh, well,
let me do this.
You know what? As long as she's legal, I'm not going to fight it.
They're all legal.
Okay.
I would never put you in that predicament.
I'd kill you.
How old was the young girl? Did you even ask her age? He just takes a hard side quest when you're in a court system.
Ace attorney.
I think we are having way too much fun with this.
It's possible.
Let's see. Let me roll for nightmares.
Hey, we're having too much fun. Let me traumatize you real quick.
No nightmares.
Oh, thank goodness.
The sound of a rooster wakes you from a deep sleep. You wake up and you immediately smell dry drool on your pillow. You are dead asleep. You sit up, half your hair is all disheveled, and as you go over to look at yourself in the wash basin that's now cooled, you can definitely see pillow wrinkles and sheet wrinkles all over the left side of your body.
Prestidigitation.
That doesn't get rid of that.
It says it tidies up.
It doesn't tidy up skin.
What about my hair?
Oh, yeah.
At least that's okay. And I'll just splash some of the water in my face.
Okay. Splash your water, clean up your face.
Well, and because with prestidigitation, you can make like a small flame, right? Like a little bitty one?
Yeah, you can do that, I think. Like
so just spark. Like put a little bitty one just like right above the water, warm it up a little bit. Or like do the thing.
No, prestidigitation, you can warm up water.
Oh, perfect. I'll warm the water up just a tiny bit.
I think so. I want to look that up just in case. This is why I love the spell prestidigitation. I love cantrips probably more than any other spell in D&D because they're just so fun and so free, and if you can get really creative with them.
Prestidigitation. Yes, you chill, warm, or flavor up to 1 cubic foot of non-living material for 1 hour.
All right.
But I'm only going to do it a tiny bit because I want to make sure that it goes back to being cold.
Right. It warms right up.
Just a tiny bit, just so it's not like, God, my face, what?
It warms right up, and you're enough to clean yourself up. And then the spices and mint that was put in the water, the leaves that were floating at the bottom, that were at the bottom, now back at the top. Help you definitely clean yourself back up. There's another knock at the door, about an hour after freshening up. And as you go to check, outside of every door, there was a nice little nightstand-looking cabinet, a 1 foot by 1 foot little table, and you see there a plate with a cover on top of it. And opening up, you see 2 freshly made cinnamon rolls that are topped with that cream, delicious-looking frosting.
That's it. I'm never going back. I live here now.
You live here. Ma'am, you have to leave.
No.
And now the day is yours. Easeway is yours for the picking. Whatever you would like to do, please. What would you like to do, Miss Leah?
So I think I will go downstairs.
Okay.
And I'm sure that Bulker is either there or I don't know where he is, but, just kind of morning vibes. If they also have something similar to coffee here, I don't know.
So you go downstairs and
I bring my dishes with me because I'm a really good guest and I don't know what to do with them and I wouldn't want to leave dirty dishes.
Oh, dearie me. No. Bring those here. And you see over there behind the bar is a dwarf lady that, she has black, a mane of black curly hair that's kind of held back with one of those over the ear headbands.
Mm-hmm.
So basically the top of her head is all straight, but then back behind it is just a poof of curls. She's like, give those to me. What? Huh? You're a guest. No, you don't do that here. And she puts them over to the side.
They were amazing.
Oh, thank you. It's my own recipe passed down from my grandmother. I had to pry it out of her cold, dead, stone-like hands upon her death, but
I shall have to write a song praising the glory of your cinnamon rolls.
Stop. You must be Leah.
I am.
My husband told me all about you when he woke me this morning.
And what's your name?
Oh, my name is Jerry.
Hello, Jerry.
Hello.
So nice to meet you.
That's what I go by anyways. It's short for Jerethra. I didn't like it either.
Sorry.
It's like urethra.
Yeah. It reminded me of
Can
your
you
friend
imagine?
who has a cousin named Candida. I was like, oh, your friend's name is yeast infection?
Right. See, and could you just imagine parents who take just a common name and add a J at the front of it? That would just be, it's just awful.
I'm sorry.
Hope people laugh at that inside joke. Poor Jimothy. So, is that be it for the day? Are you going to be coming back again tonight? I think you said you're staying for the week.
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to, I think, tramp about, see the sights, get a good feel for the city so I can make sure my song repertoire is up to task.
Wonderful.
Any place you recommend?
Oh, for what would you like to do? There's plenty of places I could recommend.
Just to get to know Easeway.
Do you know your way around the parts?
No idea.
That's okay. Well, where'd you come in from? The north or the east gate? Or the south gate?
North.
The north gate?
Did I come in from the north gate?
Yeah. So it's the craft corner. If you're trying to find any goods, make any trades, the solarium is there. Beautiful books. I've been there quite some times myself. I wish more people went there. It's always empty. And the keeper there is so sad looking.
Who's the keeper?
The keeper, I can't recall his name at the moment. I'm quite the introvert once I leave this area. Once I'm outside of my own
comfort zone.
Yeah, this is more of my professional face. There's also, there's the cathedral if you need to stop by, to do any worship. The doors are shut until the next ceremony with the archcleric, moving. But other than that, please stay away from Upper Up, which is the Veda district, but all the townsfolk just call it the Upper Up because that's where she leans in real close to you. She goes, that's where all the upper ups like to live, the merchant holders and stuff like that. But right here, we're in Upper Low and Lower Low. Right now, we're in Upper Low. Yes, I know. All these names are quite silly. It's actually called the Guild Called District. But if you call it that, everybody around here is going to know you're a foreigner. Where are you from, by the way? What city?
What city did I say I was from? What was I saying, Connor?
Well, you can say. I mean, you can say you're from Miro if you'd like. Or
Miro, or is Miro like? What would be the least threatening thing to say to the vibe I've been getting here?
Roll me an insight check.
I was gonna say Leo would know. Miranda's just like shiny. 18 plus, I think 1 is my insight.
You could probably say etchings. Just say you've come down from etchings.
Oh no, plus 3 to my insight, so 21.
Oh yeah. You can definitely you think etchings is, close enough, yet you'll be good. You haven't been on the road long kind of thing. You definitely don't look kind of starved. So
and they call this the upper lows?
You're in the upper lows right now. Lows, okay. So you have the upper ups, the upper lows, and the lower lows. Crazy as that seems, but it felt, no, this is called Tunic's Corner. Yeah, well, we've always called it Tunic Corner. Mm-hmm. That's just how people are.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, from Etchings.
Etchings?
Yeah.
Beautiful city. I've only been there once. I'd like to go back again. Beautiful solarium. The school, beautiful. Seen it at a distance. I wasn't allowed to go there, unfortunately.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to...
I was a bit of a scholar myself until I fell in love with my husband. And then I just studied his body for a while, and she winks at you.
Took some book learning to the knee. Yep, I understand. I'm trying to broaden my worldviews, as it were,
Wonderful. But yes, there's that. And also, Castle Ordain is a beautiful site. There's an area where you can actually go up on the wall that they let, the commoners go up there if you'd like to see the sights. It's a beautiful ancient castle that's been around for, it survived the Shrieking.
Oh, wow.
So that's why they are a large fan of the architecture there, though they don't let anybody in.
Wow.
But that's about it. Anything you want to buy, you can find here. So if there's anything else I could do for you, you have a wonderful day.
Well, thank you.
And she picks up your dishes and goes back through the
Swinging
doorway
doors.
into the kitchen. Yeah, the swinging doors. Coming through. And she steps through.
Okay. So I will do, basically she said I'm going to start meandering around, kind of picking up on the vibe of Easeway, just, again, watching the patterns of people coming and going, paying attention to, like, because you know how, like, things are, they tend to lay them out in practical things. Like, here's a, place where people can just, like, grab something to eat on their way to work. So there's, like, food stands in a certain area, or, like, here's where hitching posts are for the horses.
Yeah,
There's a stable, and just kind of, like, picking up on the patterns as I go.
Correct. I got you.
And just kind of wandering around. Get one of those tourist maps that's like, you are here.
Right.
And it has, like, the pictures on
Get
it.
your maps, get your Easeway's maps so that you can ease your way through the way of maps.
The I Heart Easeway t-shirt. And
Right.
I went to Easeway and all I got was a stupid t-shirt.
There you go.
Like the little keychains with the super cheap, like,
They never
mock replica of the castle on it or something.
They never had my names on any of those keychains.
Yeah, I know,
dang
because
it,
your
Mom.
name is weird.
Yeah, well, I like my weird name.
They didn't have my name very often either, if it makes you feel any better.
All right. So you've spent an hour or so just meandering through the ways of Easeway, and you find that many of these people are off to work, carts moving with goods, the line of cartfuls of workers, about a dozen on a wagon, that are heading out to the lumber yards outside the city, and the farms as well. It's about the vibe that you're getting.
Yep, and I'm also listening because, like, when people are, heading off to work, sometimes they'll kind of like hum or sing. So I'm listening to, as a bard, you also try to pick up on, what the local.
Oh yeah, you get,
music
come
is.
on, Jim, we got to go make Coulter her money. Let's go.
Oh, low down in the forest. Just like listening to stuff like that. So, and of course, I'm also looking for the jewel crafting district to see where our jewel crafting friend might perchance be.
Okay, are you going to ask around for any jewelry shops, or?
I'm trying to avoid suspicion, so I'm more just like looking around to see like what fits, and I'll eventually be like, I might ask somebody who doesn't seem like they're going to try to immediately rob me or something.
Okay, so give me a insight check.
Insight? I just asked a question. I think my insight is, what did I say it was? +3?
I am unsure.
I don't remember. Yeah, +3, so that's a whole 12.
You're finding it quite difficult to get anybody to stop and talk to you for more than a few seconds. Like, you ask one individual, is like, where's the nearest jewelry shop or stuff like that, and their reply is like, it's on Front Street. Go to the main street and look around. There's plenty. There's too many, and they just keep going.
Can I at least find Front Street?
Yeah, that's the one you came in on.
Oh, okay. So I'll go back to Front Street.
That's or Main Street, the main thoroughfare, fair stuff like that.
Okay. And then what I will do is, so when you send message, do your lips move at all? Could it be in your head?
What are the components to message?
Or sending, I guess it is, right? Sending. Oof. Oh, it's verbal, so.
Yeah, but you're in a crowded street. Like, nobody's paying any attention to you, really. So if you wanted to cast message, it's not going to be. Is it just verbal, or is there any
verbal, somatic, VSM?
Okay, so there are some hand motions and some glittery lights that'll probably happen. So you'd probably have to find like a nice empty corner to do that in, and you should be fine. Message isn't a fireball spell where everybody's going to notice. It's simply, as long as you find you a nice little place to cast it when nobody's watching, you should be fine.
That's what I was planning on doing.
Okay.
Just finding a real discreet spot to just be real discreet.
Okay. And you're going to cast messages to...
Kazlan.
Okay.
Well, it's sending. Sending, I'm
sorry.
To Kazlan.
Okay, what are you going to say to your old jewel crafter and friend who helped you save a dragon?
Yo, buddy. Leah here. I'm in your area. Meet up. I'm on Front Street. Don't know where you are. You can reply to this message.
Leah? What are you doing in Easeway? You said you're on Front Street. Roll me a perception check.
Knockdown. Let's do moments. 13.
13. How are you talking to me? I'll stay put. Stay put. I'll come find you. You know, whenever you call somebody that's very close to you and you start hearing their voice, you definitely hear that as you look over at this little alley that you're coming in, and there is a quite flustered purple hooded figure that's kind of like looking around, and you could have sworn you heard his voice coming from that.
I'm gonna wave cheerfully.
Hey, Leah. Hey. Leah, what are you doing here? Hey. Oh my goodness, look at you. Look at this cloak. Look at this. Come here. Let me see this. Come here. Bend down. Bend down. Good. Hi. There we go. Put that hood on. We wear hoods in here. Hey, thief. We gotta go. Come on. And then he takes off running.
Okay.
Stop him. Leah, move.
No, like, obviously I'm going to be like, what? Who? Huh? And then
take off after him.
Be like, hey, stop. Yeah.
So do you follow Caslin or?
Well, of course I follow Caslin.
So the two of you take off running as you hear yells and shouts of, hey, thief, stop.
Right, and I'm acting like, hey, you, quit. He went to the right as he goes to the left.
And that's where we're going to end this episode, as you've come upon and found your jewel crafting friend who is currently running away from somebody yelling, hey, thief, with maybe a few guards after you. I hope everybody enjoyed this slice of life episode. I always love those, intertwine it into the plot. And we'll be back next time with hopefully further investigation into the fountains of Cathaidra. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Say goodbye, Miranda.
Say goodbye, Miranda.
Click. Thank you for listening. Please leave a review anywhere you found us. You can reach out to us on Twitter at Bountiful Bards. We hope to see you again on the civilized road.
And bring bread and cheese.
As the story goes, until then.